The PFL needs to have a tournament where the winner fights Francis Ngannou. I'm tired of them calling out John Jones and Dana White trying to make that fight happen when they know it's not going to. Not for nothing, but Francis is the one who decided to go across the street and up the block to try his hand at boxing and try to make some money. And he did. Props to him, but now we have to live with our decisions. And now you have to go forward being a PFL fighter. You have to go forward being under this guy, Don Davis, instead of Dana White. Having people like Hernan Ferrero to fight instead of John Jones. You get my point? In my opinion, overall, big picture, long term, it wasn't the right move. However, monetarily, maybe so. I think when Dana says he would have made more money in the UFC, I think it's possible given the level of star he could have reached. Imagine if Francis Ngannou knocked out John Jones. You get what I'm saying? Which I think is more likely than Tom Aspinall knocking out John Jones. Either one of those matchups, by the way, I don't think is a foregone conclusion. I think John Jones beats both of them after what he did to Stipe. But Francis's one-punch power far supersedes that of one Tom Aspinall. But that's for another video. In this video, we're talking about what the PFL has to do. But do you see how I just went on that tangent about Francis and John Jones and all this stuff? We don't have that anymore. Now it's just Francis and everybody else. And that may get old after a while. However, the way to save that, the way to not let it get old and stale, is you do a tournament. You have Francis sitting at the top of the press conference, like one of those old school UFC ones with Go Big, where they had everybody on the press conference and everything like that at the desk. And you have Francis sitting up top as the king, everybody beneath him and below him, and they all state how they can beat him. They all take shots at him. They take shots at their opponent and how they're going to beat their opponent to get to Francis. And you just let Francis get around these people. You let Francis create stars. That's what you do as the PFL, as a promotion. You create stars. You don't latch on to the idea of fighting another promotion star. You don't hope and pray and cross your fingers, oh, maybe Dana will let us do John Jones. Dana White has been very clear about co-promotes. He don't do co-promotes, bro. It is what it is. That's why we never got to see Fedor in the UFC. Let's not play stupid all of a sudden. Oh, Francis is going to be the guy to make Dana White do a co-promote. No, man. He doesn't care about that. He'll let Francis fight and fight and fight until he eventually loses, whether it's in a boxing match again or in the PFL cage. You get me? And ultimately, when that happens, Dana could look and go, isn't John Jones great? You get my point here, guys? They need to build Francis and build the PFL heavyweight division around him and create stars that we can remember for years to come off of this. That's what they need to do. Do I think they will? I'm not sure. I don't know. Francis is talking about going back into boxing. There's a bunch of stuff going on. But that's what needs to happen. Get Francis around these people, get some viral clips, get social media going, get a few heavyweights that's willing to shove Francis Ngannou, you know what I mean? Like, really push him and start some static with him, you know? And get people talking and get the, you know? That's what the PFL needs. Not calling out John Jones and Dana White and other nonsense, bro. Not trying to prove that you're the number one by elevating yourself. Don't prove you're the number one by requesting a charity bout with the UFC and John Jones and others. You know, there's other PFL fighters that this guy yaps for and says, he could be the UFC champion right now. And it's like, can he though? He's not in the UFC. So what are we talking about? Anyways, that's my take on this one, guys. That's what I want to see the PFL do. I want to see the PFL get behind Francis Ngannou. I want to see Francis and the PFL move past this idea where Francis is fighting UFC guys. That's done. That's over with. We made our bet a long time ago. Now we have to proceed. And Francis should just defend the PFL title against tournament winners. Maybe do your own bootleg version of the Ultimate Fighter. Do whatever you got to do, bro. Copy the UFC. They don't got a trademark on reality shows for fighters. They don't got trademarks on, you can't call it the Ultimate Fighter, but you could do your version of it. You know what I'm saying? You could do press conference. They don't own the rights to press conferences. Do something. Do anything to promote your brand instead of leeching. But that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you even made it this far, salute to the people that actually make it this far into the video. Definitely comment if you're one of them. But yeah, whether you agree, disagree, it does not matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.